Well, Cheiki. Nei hakin go kiawe. Nei hakin yawe. Minda to kalala ka koki. Ma to tsana mingi Myaamiaki, mawe pia yangwe, uaha Myaamionki, shawanongi, Myaamia mission napondakoningi. Well, greetings everyone, and welcome to the 10th Biennial Myaamiaki Conference here on the ancestral lands of both the Myaamia and Shawnee peoples, and at Miami University. Can't forget Miami University, our partners. Tepewe ishitehean e neola kakoke uaha nungi ka kikwe. Kinwalaniihsia, Wainswiana ni la Myaamia metosenia. It's good to see you gathered here today. My name is Daryl Baldwin, and I'll be serving as your host. Let's see. I want to, first of all, welcome all of you guests, but then also all of our virtual participants. It looks like we have about 295 in-person registered and 73 online, and I believe we have our online cameras working. Is that correct? All right, I got a thumbs up on that. So we are live. Well, really, before we get started here, I'd like to just take a moment and ask our singers to come up and welcome you all with a song. Come on, help me out here. Myaamionki means going to the Miami homelands. So we love coming back to the homelands. This is where our deep history is. And that song is not only to represent that connection, but the beauty of the land. The song talks about the rivers and the forest and all of the things that our ancestors had that we still have today. Yeah, it probably looks pretty different than when our ancestors were here, but it's still the homeland. It's still where our roots are at. And even though we reside in Oklahoma, and Oklahoma is becoming important to us over time as more generations come along, the homeland can never be replaced. And so being able to do this work in our homeland has very special meaning to a lot of us. The Myaamiaki, first of all, a couple of housekeeping things. I guess we got to get to the really important stuff. So if you're new to here, the restrooms are out and around the corner. We did leave a little bit of extra time between the presentations. So if you need to get up and get something to drink or go to the bathroom, feel free to do that. And we've got presenter tables over here on this side, and we also encourage you to visit our artists, our community artists. We do have some time built into the schedule, both right before lunch and right at the end, if you want to spend a little bit more time speaking with presenters. But as the presenters give their presentations, they'll be available at the tables. The reason that we do that is so that we don't get interrupted with question and answers in between, that we can keep a free-flowing motion going. And then also the last important thing, if you have cell phones, please make sure they're on mute. And that includes me. Yes, I'm on mute. We're good. All right. The Myaamiaki Conference really is a moment for many of us to pause and celebrate our accomplishments over the last couple of years. The conference is designed to highlight for the general public our most current research and developments within the Myaamia Center. I hosted the first Myaamiaki Conference in 2004 and every consecutive one since then. The amount of growth and expansion that has emerged in support of our efforts to revitalize the Myaamia language and culture since that time is quite astonishing to me. It reminds me what is possible when we commit resources towards a shared vision and then work together to achieve common goals. I'm looking forward to what the future holds for this work and excited to introduce such a talented group of presenters today. Our partnership with Miami University has never been stronger. Nepondingi, which means sharing with each other, learning from each other, has long been the expression we use for this unique tribe-university relationship. The Miami tribe and Miami University together kindled a fire in 1972 with no way of realizing what the outcome might be. That fire is represented in the circle that appears in our Myaamia Heritage logo. It is our collective responsibility to tend that fire so it remains strong. We must never take for granted that things will be as they are. It takes input, it takes participation, it takes a commitment. Many of you in this room have contributed in both small and large ways, and I extend my respect to you. For those of you who are new to this relationship and effort, my hope is your takeaway from this conference is that our tribal nations are still here and vibrant. We are a living people with the past, not a people from the past. The efforts of the Miami tribe are known here on campus and regionally. What many may not be aware of is that tribes across the country are working equally hard to preserve their unique languages and cultures. In 2015, the Myaamia Center became the institutional home for a national program dedicated to working with tribes across the United States to support capacity building efforts for the creation of community-curated archives that directly support language revitalization efforts within their own prospective communities. That program is known as the National Breath of Life Archival Institute for Indigenous Languages. In 2019, with the support of the National Endowment for the Humanities and Andrew W. Mellon Foundation, we launched our first ever apprenticeship program within National Breath of Life. Several apprentices from this program have been here on campus for a portion of the week, visioning a future for their work, revitalization and efforts, and they're going to be sharing that with you in our first session. All of our presenters here today bring with them a passion for preservation and a commitment to invest in their communities in ways that sustain our future as tribal nations. I'm honored to be embedded within this effort and to serve my community as the executive director for the Myaamia Center. To all of the Myaamia heritage students, I say Newe, thank you for being here and believing in the future of your tribal nation. To your parents, grandparents, aunties, uncles, many who did not have the learning opportunities this younger generation has, Newe for supporting your youth. They will lead our nation someday, and that future has never looked brighter. I also want to personally thank our tribal leaders who are present here today. Our Miami tribal leaders play an important role in this effort. We simply would not be able to do what we do without their direct support. I'd like to introduce Akima, Chief Doug Langford. Nijo na Mingi Akima, Second Chief Dustin Olds, was not able to be here today, but I wanted to acknowledge his support. Mitame Chimwa, First Councilperson Tara Hatley. Nijo na Mingi Chimwa, Second Councilperson Scott Willard. Oh, there's Scott back there. And Chimwa Councilperson and Secretary Treasurer Danya Williams. Missionewe Pyaikwe.